Welcome to Flip Lesson 57 for 6th grade. Today we're going to take one more day to look at adding and subtracting fractions and really make sure we hammer down the steps that it takes to solve one of these problems. Alright? So, step number one. Step number one when looking at fractions is we need a common denominator. Just abbreviate that as common denominator. To find a common denominator, we're looking for common multiples. So that's what we're doing. So if we compare 3 and 5, alright, we can say, okay, I know a common multiple is 15. Sometimes one of the easiest things to do to find a common multiple is just multiply our denominators together, 3 times 5. So how does 3 become 15? That's times 5. I do it to the top. Sorry, if I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. So like that idea. Same over here, 5 times 3 becomes 15 due to the bottom to the top, and we get our final answer. Or we get our common denominator. Step 2, right, is to add or subtract. That's going to be that, which gives us 8. And step 3 is always to look to, just going to abbreviate with R, standing for reduce. In this case, this fraction is not reducible, and so that is an end of this problem. Let's try another one, see if we can get a reducible fraction. Alright, step 1 says find a common denominator. Looking at 3 and 7, I'm just going to go ahead and multiply them against each other, and that's going to give me a 21 on both sides. Alright, so that's 7 over 7 equals, here, that's going to give me a 14 over here, like this. And on this side, we're multiplying by 3, and we're going to get 21 on the bottom and 6 on the top. And I'll go ahead and rewrite them. Step 2 is to actually solve. And once again, I get a fraction, and I'm going to look at this fraction and say, is this reducible? And it's not reducible. That's the answer. So we have this idea, but we're going to check, right? We're going to check to see if these can be reduced. When it comes to reducing, in the end, you're going to divide by common factor. Common factor, right? A number that can be taken out of the order. So of course, these examples do not have anything like that. All right, but the process is still there. All right, so the key thing that we want to look at today, or remember as we deal with fractions, is once you get here to the end, you got to make sure that that fraction is in lowest terms, or that if you can reduce, you want to reduce. Here's a sample problem to continue on this way as it comes to dealing with adding and subtracting fractions.